And when she died, actually one language also died because she was the last person to speak that particular language that she was speaking. Now that situation is so many other languages also, and it is being rightly said that we have to preserve these languages, we also have to document these languages, we have to make sure that people are able to still use these languages in the digital ecosystem. At Microsoft, we are also working in this for this particular objective. For example, we are working with Bodo, Gondi, Santhali, Idu Mishmi, etc. languages. Idu Mishmi is from Arunachal Pradesh. And what we are doing is that we are trying to preserve the knowledge in these languages, number one. Number two, we are trying to create ways to document these, not only in oral way but also in text way, so creating fonts, etc. in these languages. We are also trying to encourage people from these language speaking communities to create portals or websites where they can document this knowledge. They can also add this kind of a knowledge on wiki, etc. So that work is also being done by Microsoft. And we believe that this after the arrival of artificial intelligence and especially generative AI, this work, I think this task can be handled. 10 years back, we would have thought that many of our languages are going to die if we are not giving proper attention to them. But now we are in a position that if we can take advantage of these advanced technologies, we should be able to preserve our languages. And we should not forget the UNESCO warning that by the end of this century, 3,600 out of 7,200 languages spoken across the world are going to die. But I think technology, especially artificial intelligence, can help us preserve these languages. That is what I feel. One thing I would like to mention is that how technology is empowering the person at the lowest strata of the society. We need to look at that also. Artificial intelligence, though it appears very advanced or futuristic concept, but it can play a great role in empowering a person in the village is somebody coming from a very ordinary background, somebody who is not able to understand English language. Still, artificial intelligence can help that person or that student to be able to maybe learn better and to compete with others also. The reason is, just imagine a scenario that there is a person who is coming from a village, a student actually, and he is reading in a particular class. He is not able to understand English language. Now using artificial intelligence and maybe Bhashini app or our application, that person, that child can just scan the book and it will be translated in the language that he understands. So if he doesn't understand English language, he can understand the content in his own language. Another thing could be that even the chapters or even the teachers who are speaking in English language or maybe some other language, and the child is not able to understand that also. So captions can be generated now. If he is using a mobile phone or a laptop, he can just use live captions there. Although we need to create awareness about that, which is a very important thing, but things are available, these technologies are available to enable people who come from local language background to be still able to learn, compete, etc. Finally, if they are not able to understand the context, generative AI is there, ChatGPT is there, Microsoft Copilots are there to explain it to them. If something is available, some content is available in English language, it can summarize that in Hindi or Punjabi or Bangla, or maybe it can also explain to that person in the language that the person knows. So although right now we are not visualizing these kind of scenarios, but you just look at the possibilities, the immense possibilities that these technologies hold for even a common citizen of India.
Thank you so much. I really